Hi, I'm Mike Finkelstein, creator of There's a Game in This Book. Today, we're going to open up these videos with a discussion about the game and what's so great about it. Like many of you, I'm sure, I've played a lot of RPGs in my life. While I love playing a character, going on quests to do great deeds, many of the games I played in just felt so limiting. Your character could do this, but not that. Could use these things, but not those things. The rules felt arbitrary, like they were put in there simply to funnel your character along one of a few routes, but there was never a good explanation for why. So, years ago, with the help of my brother-in-law Dave, I set about working on a core of an RPG expressly designed to answer the issues I saw in other games. The first thing we did was remove limits. Characters would no longer be defined by what they could do or couldn't do. It was important to us that players could take any of the various skills and abilities in the game and apply them to their characters if they so wanted. To ensure the game remained balanced, we instituted points for each of the stats, and, at the start of character creation, there were only enough points to barely go around. If you wanted your character to be strong, or tough, or smart, you could do it, but they could either shine in a couple of areas or be balanced. The next thing we wanted to address was story. Even more important than what you could do is why. What's the motivation for a character to pick up and shove out onto the road? Just because 3 different players chose to make warriors doesn't mean they're all going to be out on the road for the same reason. One might be out for revenge against their sister warrior, another might have lost their wife and, after years of retirement, have one last adventure in their lives. The stories players craft shade how their points are spent, as well as how they play, and we wanted to emphasize the details. That's why we crafted a lot of advantages and disadvantages in the game, and allowed players to take as many of them as they wanted, as long as the points were there for them to spend. Then, finally, we took out any kind of forced alignment or classifications for characters. While there are classes, these categories are more like professions, things the characters specialize in, but they don't define the character. You could make a gladiator from a warrior, or a zealot, or an artisan, and as long as you have the ideas as to why, you can make the class work for the character instead of slotting the character into the class. And then they can be as evil or as good as you want, because the game system doesn't even have a stat that understands the concepts of good or evil. Your character is defined by their actions, what they do, and not some arbitrary words on their sheet. That's the power of There's a Game in This Book. The ability to make whatever you want, however you want, and then take that fully realized character out into a fantasy world to play them the way you want to.